Today we're making 3 restaurant quality side dishes in under 20 minutes, and they go with just about everything. Starting things off, we're going to be making our Spanish chorizo and onions, and this right here is all of the ingredients we're going to need, plus the additions of salt and pepper. Now for this one, we're going to need 1 brown or yellow onion. I've just sliced this in half and I'm going to thinly slice this. When you get about 3/4 of the way through, just lie it flat and continue slicing safely. Next, we need to thinly slice 4 cloves of freshly peeled garlic. I like to thinly slice these as you get surface area in the pan and they create a more nutty flavor. But if you prefer, you can mince these as well. Roughly chop a small handful of flat leaf parsley. Doesn't need to be perfect, just make sure that there's no large leaves or stems. And we also don't want it too fine, it's actually better to have those bigger pieces. The star of the show is 500 grams or 1.1 pounds of Spanish chorizo. I'm just going to slice these into thick rounds. You can slice this however you like, but I think this looks a lot better for this dish. This recipe works with any amount. You don't have to use the weights that I'm using specifically. Chorizo is quite a fatty sausage, but it's exactly what we want. We want that fat to render out in the pan and flavor our whole dish. Now into a cold pan, we're going to add all of that chorizo. Place this over a medium heat. Just spread it out so it's not all sitting clumped up. With this over a medium heat, we're going to cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes. Cooking it slowly just allows that fat to render out. If you do happen to cook it too fast, it's going to gain all of that color and the fat's going to stay in the sausage. So this has been about 2 minutes now. You're starting to get a little bit of golden crust on there. We can just start mixing this around and flipping the sausage. And you'll notice that a lot of that fat is starting to render out, exactly what we want. And just continue cooking this until it's a total of about 5 minutes or it's completely golden all over and you have a nice amount of fat. This has now been about 5 minutes. You've got a beautiful color on the sausages. There's a really nice amount of rendered fat coming out of them. What we're going to do now is just remove these from the pan. With all of that rendered fat still in the pan, get it back onto your burner and place it over a medium-high heat. This time we can add in all of our onions, spread them out, add in a touch of salt, about 10 cracks of black pepper, and using that rendered fat, we're going to cook the onions for about 6 to 7 minutes. If the pan happens to get a little bit too hot throughout this process, just slightly turn it down to about medium. These onions have now been cooking for about 6 minutes. They're nice and caramelized, have a beautiful nutty flavor on them. What we can do is add in our sliced garlic, add in 2 teaspoons of sweet paprika, and 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Turn the pan down to about a medium, allow those spices to bloom, and for that garlic to take on a really nice fragrant flavor. Deglaze the pan with 2.5 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. Mix that round, just allow all of those flavors to become friends. Let's then add the chorizo back in and make sure you add any of that rendered fat that might have come off of them. Mix this around really well. We're going to cook this for a further 1 minute. What we can do now once everything's mixed through, just turn it off the heat. Add in 2/3 of the chopped up parsley. And squeeze in the juice of about 1/4 of a lemon. You might need more or less, just go to your taste. Give that one final mix through, just mixing that parsley through and allowing that lemon juice to coat everything. This looks and smells absolutely incredible, and this one right here is now finished. Now next up is the garlic green beans with toasted almonds and lemon. A really easy recipe to put together, and this is all of the ingredients we're going to need, plus oil, salt, and pepper. Now for the green beans, we need 400 grams or 14 ounces, and we're just gonna go through and pick off the stem. Now you can do this by hand, or you can line them up and chop them. It does take a little bit of time, and it's a little bit tedious, and sometimes you can pull off that vein there like that, because it is a little bit chewy. Next up is 3 cloves of garlic. Just smash these with the side of your knife just to crush them, and then go through and we can mince these up. Doesn't need to be too fine, and we're mincing these because we want that nice nutty flavor when it cooks into the pan. Hopefully you can see the right size from the cameras here, but you want something that looks like this. Bring a pot of water to a boil and just lightly season it with salt. Drop in the green beans, and we're going to blanch these for about 2 minutes. Just a way to help soften them up, keep the color, and when we put them in the pan, they don't need as long. That way they won't gain as much color or get any burnt spots. So after a couple of minutes, these are nice, bright and green, slightly softened up. What we can do is just drain them and place them into some ice cold water. This is just going to shock them and stop them from cooking. And we can place these out of the way for the time being. Now we're going to place a pan over medium heat. While it's coming up to temperature, we can add in 30 grams or 1 ounce of flaked almonds. Just spread them out. We're going to toast these for a couple of minutes just to build up a nice nutty golden flavor. We want to keep this over that medium heat as well because these burn really quickly and they'll just go bitter and then you will have to start again. You can also completely leave these out if you are allergic to nuts or just don't like them. Now this has only been on for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes maximum, and you can see the colors already starting to form. What I'm going to do now is just turn this off the heat and then remove these from the pan to stop them from cooking. Place that same pan back over a medium-high heat this time. Add in 20 grams or 0.7 ounces of unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and then we can add in our green beans, and these have been drained. Mix them around, get them coated in all of that butter and oil. We're going to saute these for about 2 to 3 minutes. If you do happen to see some dark spots forming, just slightly turn the pan down. Now these have been cooking for about 2 minutes. They're getting a nice little bit of color on there, and they've absorbed some of that butter as well. We're going to add in our minced up garlic. Mix that through well, and we're going to continue sauteing for about a minute, just until that's nice and golden, a little bit nutty, and of course fragrant. At this point, we will also season with salt and about 5 cracks of black pepper. Mix that through well, allow that garlic to become nice and nutty. And like I said, just cook this for a further 1 minute. Once that's achieved, we can turn this off the heat, add in the zest from about half a lemon, just adds a beautiful freshness to it. And then squeeze in the juice of about 1/4 of a lemon. Again, the amounts are completely up to you. Always start small and then add more. You can't take it out once it's in there. Mix that all through well, just allow all of those flavors to blend together. And then the finishing touch is about 2/3 of those almonds. I like to just grab them in your hand, crunch them up a little bit, and flake them through. We'll save the remaining part for a garnish. Mix that through one last time. And these can be removed from the stovetop. Now last up is the garlic butter mushrooms, a fantastic and easy recipe to put together. And this right here is all of the ingredients we're going to need for this one, plus oil, salt, and pepper. Now for this one, we're going to need 500 grams or 1.1 pound of any mushroom of your choice. I'm just using button mushrooms here. It works for pretty much any mushroom, this recipe as well, so you don't really have to worry. And all I'm going to do is go through and slice these in half, and you can cut them into quarters if they are quite big. And again, this recipe is no specific weight. This is just what I'm using, just so we have no waste on ingredients. Crush 4 cloves of garlic with the side of your knife. We're then going to go through and mince this up. Pretty much the exact same size as we did for the green beans. What you're looking for, something that looks like this. And then an optional ingredient is just another small handful of flat leaf parsley. You can also use some fresh thyme for this one as well. And all we're going to do is go through and give it a rough chop into those larger pieces, just like so. Now get a pan over a high heat, let it get nice and hot, and we can add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Once you start seeing the oil start shimmering, we can add in all of our mushrooms. Add in a pinch of salt. It does 2 things. It seasons, of course, and then helps draw moisture out of the mushrooms, which is going to get that really nice flavor onto them. Mix them around, get them coated in all of that oil. It will start to look a little bit dry because mushrooms do absorb a lot of moisture. But once that dryness has happened, the mushrooms will start releasing their own moisture, and that's what gets that flavor. We're going to cook these for about 5 to 6 minutes. Once you do start to see a little bit of color happening on these as well, do turn the pan down to medium, high. We don't want these to burn because they will go quite bitter. Now after a couple of minutes, you will start to see quite a bit of moisture coming out of those mushrooms. Just continue cooking, allow that to reduce down. It's going to intensify and get that nutty flavor that we want. So this is now a minute later. As you can see, most of that moisture is gone, if not all of it. Now it's going to intensify that flavor. And we're going to cook this for a further 1 to 2 minutes, just until you get that nice nutty golden brown color on the mushrooms. Okay, so with that done, we're going to add in 30 grams or 1 ounce of unsalted butter. Add in the minced up garlic, and also 2/3 of that flat leaf parsley or thyme, or both. Mix that all through, allow that butter to melt, allow that garlic to become nice and fragrant. We're going to cook this for a further 1 to 1.5 minutes. You can also add in a bit of seasoning here as well, salt and 5 cracks of black pepper. Okay, so this is now done. What we want to do is turn it off the heat and squeeze in the juice of about 1/4 of a lemon. Same as usual, just squeeze in as much as you like. Don't squeeze in too much. Mix that all through one last time. Just double check it for seasoning, and you should have some beautiful garlic mushrooms. So with the 3 done, we can plate them up, put them in bowls, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to add over the remaining flaked almonds, just placing them over the green beans. Add a touch of parsley to the chorizo, as well as those garlic mushrooms. Serve all 3 with a lemon wedge. And then finish the 3 off with a little bit of sea salt flakes, also known as flaky salt. That then leaves us with 3 beautiful sides. We've got the green beans, perfect for pretty much everything. The chorizo, you can serve it as a tapas dish on its own, or it's perfect with fish and chicken. And then the mushrooms, they go with pretty much everything too. The only thing left to do is we can then dig in. All 3 are delicious in their own way. The green beans, they're fresh, they're acidic, they're crunchy. The almonds add that beautiful nutty texture. The chorizo is smoky. It tastes absolutely incredible. There's not really any more words I can say to that one. Definitely do try that. And then the garlic mushrooms, a beautiful dish as well. You can turn it into so many different things. Really do appreciate you guys watching the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like. And let me know what you want to see next in the comments.